My name is Jennifer. I am a hairdresser, a mom, a wife, a Gigi, and a survivor of domestic violence. I grew up in a church family, just myself, my mother, and my father, as the only child. My parents got divorced when I was 10, and then when I was about 15, I moved in with my dad. I met my high school sweetheart. Right after moving in with my dad, it was the beginning of my junior year in high school. That relationship ultimately lasted about 7 years. It was a very stereotypical abusive relationship. So I did end up getting pregnant with my daughter with him, and I did not want to raise her in that toxic environment, and I did end up filing for divorce. At this time, my dad, myself, and my daughter were living together in a house that was my home with him. He knew that I had filed for divorce, and he waited until my dad was not at the home, and he came into the home. He overpowered me. He tied me up, taped me, and all these things in front of my child. I ultimately ended up in the trunk of my car with him driving. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to be killed by this person, and I'm just kind of in this frenzied mind of like, no one knows where I am, who's gonna come for me, you know. The Holy Spirit just came in, and he said, God knows where you are. And he's right. God knew. God was there with me. And I just began to pray. And I began to pray for whatever his will to just be with me and just hold me. And that if I was going to be killed, that was going to be okay. Just, keep my daughter safe. I did all of the things that I needed to do to survive, and I did end up surviving. So at this point, my daughter, my father, and I literally had really nowhere to turn. We couldn't go back home. My mother reached out to her church, and they offered their homes to us, to all three of us. Even my mother stayed with us. From start to finish, it was 3 weeks before he was arrested. Yeah, so I am currently married, and this has been the best relationship that I've ever had. The enemy used that situation that I was in for so long to tear me down repeatedly, viciously, physically, mentally, that I was no good, that I was unworthy, that I was never going to amount to anything. I think as a Christ follower, it's good to just continue to show love and support of other people, even to strangers, especially to strangers, because you never know what they're going through in their life. And that little moment could give them hope, and then that little hope turns into bigger hope and bigger hope. And everybody needs that.